External Affairs Minister, meanwhile, responding to Donald Trump's reciprocal tariff threat. He's reacting to this threat, or basically now a pledge that Donald Trump has made, including against India. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar saying Indian government will benefit from Trump's approach. He's basically stating that Trump's actions were expected by India. He had promised these policies before the elections as well, and stated that both nations seek a bilateral pact. He's claimed that Donald Trump's views are similar to the Quad's agenda. It's an understanding where everybody pays their fair share. He's further mentioned that there is no baggage with American governments from the past, and therefore the relationship between India and America here on is not only refreshed, but it's possibly stronger than ever. Remember, yesterday it was Donald Trump who called, among other countries, India's tariff on US goods as unfair. He claimed that India's automobile tariff are higher than 100% sometimes, and threatened that from April 2, he could initiate reciprocal tariffs.
I think much of what we have seen and heard over the last few weeks was to be expected. So I'm a little surprised that people are surprised. Now, that said, is it good for India? In many ways, I would say yes. My Prime Minister was in Washington about 2 weeks ago. I had accompanied him. I was myself there for the presidential inauguration. If one looks, at our own relationship politically, to be very honest with you, we've never had any issues with American presidents, at least in recent times. There's no baggage which we carry or burden that the relationship carries.
So we are waiting for Mr. Trump to announce the tariffs, and right now it's not clear what shape the tariffs will take. For example, he says reciprocal tariff. So if he applies the tariffs on, say, apples, because America exports apples to India, India charges 50% tariffs on it, we say, okay, fine, apply, because we don't export apples to you. But he may apply one single tariff on India, disregarding any product differentiation. What criteria he uses to apply these tariffs? Right now, that criteria is not clear, and we can be very precise once we know the criteria. Thank you.
But more than India and America, it's America and Canada's tariff war that's definitely escalating tensions. The incumbent US president set an April 2nd deadline for reciprocal tariffs on other nations as well, including India, but it also means Canada, China and Mexico. This could be a tit-for-tat move from Canada, otherwise a friendly Western ally for America. Trump says that a somewhat friendly call with Trudeau on tariffs has happened, but nothing can convince him against it. And again accusing Governor Trudeau of using the tariff issue as a reason to stay in power in Canada. The Canadian Prime Minister, meanwhile, has hit out at Trump for declaring a trade war with possibly a closest ally. Trudeau claims Canada will impose 25% tariff on over $155 billion worth of American goods. Canada has also moved the World Trade Organization against Trump's tariff threat after China took that decision, calling this as unjustified US tariffs.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been.
So today, the United States launched a trade war against Canada, their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia, appeasing Vladimir Putin, a lying, murderous dictator. Make that make sense. Canadians are reasonable, and we are polite, but we will not back down from a fight. Not when our country and the well-being of everyone in it is at stake. At the moment, the US tariffs came into effect in the early hours of this morning, and so did the Canadian response. Canada will be implementing 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods, starting with tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods immediately, and tariffs on the remaining $125 billion of American products in 21 days' time. Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal, but Donald, they point out that even though you're a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do.